Satnam, namaste, hello. I'm Bonnie Lynn Sandler, or Saraswati, whichever one you want to call me, at Heart and Soul Holistic Healing in South Hadley, Mass. Today, I am going to give you some exercises, postures, and hot tips on how to help you with forward head posture, which is something that many of us have today in these times due to our lifestyle. Have you ever seen yourself or found yourself on the computer every day, right? Or holding your cell phone, looking down, or looking down when you're walking, trying not to trip. There's any number of reasons. But computers have become more and more, we all have to use our computers. I'm using one now. I'm looking at it straight on. But so the result of all of this is something called forward head posture, FHP, forward head posture. It's the habit of keeping the head in front of the body. And when we have that situation happening, it causes all kinds of dysfunction, from neck pain to back pain to shoulder pain, even chest pain, difficulty breathing, compression of the cervical discs, and at the thoracic spine, the next part of the spine, you can find like a humpback, if you know what that is. There's no other way to say it. It's called, well, it's also called kyphosis, but most people may not know what that means. So the combination of the shoulders rolling forward and the neck going up like that. It's like if I'm on my cell phone and somebody says, "Yo, Bonnie," I go, because I'm looking up. So that's part of it. That's part of the way that happens. It shortens the muscles that are at the back of the neck. So these muscles back here become short from doing that. And these muscles here become lengthened. Both can hurt. Both sides will hurt. Shortening of the muscles at the back of the neck is part of what leads to this compression of the discs. None of it is good for us. The spinal cord connected to the neck, connected to central channel, the discs, obviously, and the protection of the spinal cord comes from this whole mechanism. You know, the uppermost portion of the cervical spine protects it. So we want that to be intact. The compression, so we get a lot of compression. Think about, go ahead and practice that if you don't already have the forward neck. Ow, it just immediately compresses the discs in my cervical spine and my neck. So if we keep doing that over and over again, the neck joints or the facet joints are going to be in trouble. Muscle tension, muscle pain, headaches, your neck's going to hurt. You can have discomfort in your mid back, chest pain, as I said. So it's a cumulative effect. So we don't want that at all. Another problem we find is that people will go to the doctor or orthopedic or whoever, and the treatment that's given, might be a steroid injection or pain medication or whatever they decide to do that day, but we're still not treating the underlying problem, the alignment issue, the soft tissues around the neck, around the spine that are being compromised. This FHP, forward head posture, it's like anything else in the body, it's all connected. So we need to keep it in alignment. It can even cause jaw pain, which was a surprise to me. So it's forward head and rounded shoulders. And a lot of times, we're doing this because life hurts sometimes, but we want to make sure that our shoulders are down. Sometimes I say back and down, sometimes I say down. Depends on what you're doing. And I can keep going on the effects of what it does to your body, how it works with the scapula, the shoulder blades. But I think let me show you first what it looks like. And after that, I'll show you some exercises. So here's one way to look at it. Here. So I'm in alignment. I'm going to come out of alignment. This is what we call the shit to do posture. My head is so far in front of me because I got so much shit to do. And if I stand up, you can see it probably much better. If I can stand up. So here I am. Here's me, right? You would never know. what my alignment was, unless I exaggerate. So we've all seen these people. And it hurts just to do it, to demo it for you. So I'm not going to demo it too much. Here's the first thing I would love for you to try is to take one palm. And I'm coming here to get at the nape of the neck. There are 2 bones here at the occipital ridge. You're going to draw this fascia up, hand on your forehead, and then tuck the chin. So we went from here, hey, what's up, to here. This does quite a few things for you. Puts you in alignment. It also gives a break to the vagus nerve, which is in this whole situation. Not to get into too much detail, but vagus nerve is responsible for things like our heart beating. And any function that we don't have to think about, pretty much it does. The vagus nerve is from brain to butt, is the way to say it. So we don't want it to have a kink in the hose, so to speak. We want that to be also in alignment. So that's the first check, and it's also a good exercise to do. Another interesting point to bring up about this subject is that this forward head posture also can affect our central nervous system. So you don't want that either. The part of the nervous system that regulates reptilian brain, so the trauma response can be affected here. If things are out of alignment, the body doesn't know what the heck's going on, and the wrong message may be sent. So keep that in mind too. There's lots of reasons to correct your forward head posture, many reasons. So let's try some exercises. You'll need like a towel or a blanket and a mat to lay on. That's coming soon. And it's not really necessary to diagnose this by a doctor. I mean, if it's bothering you enough, you should see a doctor, obviously, but you can correct this yourself. I showed you this one, so this lifting up, and really just visualize yourself in the mirror and notice, does your chin poke out like that? If it does, bring it back in. And try these movements. So just bringing your head to the side. You'll feel a stretch, but notice how my chin didn't move. Well, yes, it did. It stayed in alignment with the rest of my head. And then from here, you can look down, just notice how it feels. And you can gaze up. See how that feels. Come back to center. Of course, we're breathing. Inhale, exhale. Dropping the head to the side, gazing down, gazing up, coming back to center. And it's okay to do some side to side neck rolls, like as if you're drawing a smiley face on your chest. But if we were to rotate the head completely back, think about it. What would happen to those discs that I'm talking about? They would become further compressed. So resist the urge to go like that, even though I know it feels good. It's not helping you. Okay. This is another exercise to try. You can do it seated. I'll do it seated first. I'm just simply going to let my head lead the way. Drop my chin to my chest, slowly rounding. Let my shoulders come forward. Let it hang. No holding at all. And that will help to release some pain. This is what it looks like standing up. If you don't have the flexibility, it's okay. Just you can have a chair to hang out on. So bring your feet parallel and then come down this way. Drop the head, drop the shoulders, bend the knees. And let it just decompress. I'm not holding my head in any way. You might shake your head yes and no, and then let it just hang. Oh, this is decompressing. In between the discs and nerves that might be compressed are being decompressed. So that is so those are easy to do at home. Keep in mind one thing you want to do is you want to give yourself a double chin. It doesn't work for me because, well, maybe it does. No, it doesn't. But for you or somebody, it might. Think of it like a bobblehead. You know how they go. I don't know what that is, but this is the forward head posture. This is not. So you want to work on that. So now you need a blanket, which you would have to roll up, or a yoga mat if you have one, or you could do this in bed. So get yourself a blanket and we'll do the next step. Yes, we will. Actually, here's a first, I wanted to give you a first at-home test you can do. All you need is a wall. So coming over to the wall. And you want to bring your heels against the wall, buttocks touch the wall, shoulders touch the wall. You bring your feet apart like I just did. Your arms can do whatever you want. And then see if you can get your head against the wall. This feels better for me. So everything's touching the wall. If you have forward head posture, around your shoulders, your head and your shoulders probably won't touch. So that's a good test for you. But just take a side view of yourself. If you see yourself like this in any way, you know that this is something to work on. Now, please get a blanket or a pillow. We'll work a little bit on the mat on the floor. Another one of the problems that comes with forward head posture is that the chest muscles become short. So we want to open the heart space. So we're still standing or sitting. So it's an inhale, open the arms, open the heart space. Now where am I going to go from here? I'm not going to go here. I can gaze up if I want. It's not really going to help. What I'm trying to get is this. So you can come here. Keep your chin aligned and then round. Remember, bringing the head forward is going to help in this particular way. So opening the heart, opening the muscles at the front of the chest, and then trying that. That's another one. Because, you know, the less that we have to get out mats and blankets, the more we're going to do. We did a lot of this. At least I did. So keep that in your arsenal. Another thing to do would be cross your hands, bring them to the back of your neck, and let your head fall forward, and then let your elbows hang heavy. This is decompression again. Feels good too. I could do that for a while. Okay, there's just one more that I'd like to give you to try because too many is too many. Start with these. So you'll have a rolled up blanket underneath your head and in alignment. And from there, you'll lift your head up and bring it back down. I'll show you in a minute. But before I do that, I also want to speak a little bit on how you're sleeping. So this is a great place to start aligning yourself. Do you have a bazillion pillows and you're up too high or you're back too low? Most people with this condition are going to be sleeping with too many pillows, and you shouldn't do that. You can sleep on one of these cervical pillows and they work quite well. So you might want to try that. It keeps you in alignment. Alignment is a key here. We want to get all these discs to align up with themselves again. Okay, here's the blanket trick and maybe one more, and see what works for you. So you can use a yoga mat, and everybody has a blanket, right? The trick to this is that you don't want the blanket to be rolled too high or too low. Most people will do this if they've been used to the forward head posture. They'll roll the blanket up, roll that good blanket up, roll it wicked good, really roll it. And then they'll put it underneath their neck and you'll see what happens. Exactly what I don't want to happen. Okay, my chin's pointing up in the air. So make sure your blanket's not rolled up so much that you're out of alignment. So roll it less, just putting it underneath that occipital ridge, that neutral curve. And now I feel aligned. I hope I am. What's the job here? Is lifting your head up this way, not that way, this way. You can also come this way. keeping it in alignment. But don't let your chin poke up. I know I keep saying one more, but here's one more, because I'm already on the floor. So feet flat on the earth, palms down. Inhale, on the exhale, push the hips up to your level of comfort. My shoulders are on the earth, my head is on the earth. It can only be in alignment, it has no choice. So if this is accessible to you, please try it. So there's just a few ways to try to get your head in alignment so you don't have shit to do. More coming. So no.